Hey everyone, this is Paul of Emerald Enclosures here today with a poll video. I'm asking you guys to help me decide on what type of tank I'm going to be making next. Whatever type I'm going to go with, it's definitely going to be a conversion from 10-gallon horizontal tank like you'd find in any other aquarium store or pet store. But I'm going to be converting it to an arboreal setup, which is vertical. Here's my first idea. It's going to be a new tank for my Cuban tree frog Herbie. The general idea is that after I convert it, I'm going to add a piece of plastic over the bottom corner so I can add water. I'm going to fill it up to a certain point with gravel and then keep it on a slant so that the water just kind of sits there. Maybe putting some sort of waterfall over the top. But my idea actually is to put a waterfall and hook up the pump so that the water flows down from the log. That way nutrients gets distributed throughout the entire log. Probably going to aim it towards the top actually. I'll just have to test it to make sure the pump can actually move that high. So the water will be streaming down and it should help any sort of ficus pumila or ivy I put on it to grow stronger and healthier. Along with, I'm thinking of taking a couple of bromeliad pups that have been growing throughout my tanks, cutting them out, and then trying to attach them to the log. I'm going to be creating a hiding spot for Herbie in the center of the log, kind of just taking a chisel and scooping it out, making it so that he has a little hiding spot. And making a little soil area here for any sort of terrestrial plants. Maybe putting a small anubias on the bottom. I'm not entirely sure yet. This is just a rough copy. But that's the first idea. Second's a little bit more, I guess you'd call it ambitious. This is another tank idea I had. It's going to be a dual spider tank, but the cool thing about it is it's going to be both an arboreal tarantula on the top and an aquatic spider on the bottom called a diving bell spider, if anyone's ever heard of that. I still have a little bit more research to do on the diving bell spider, so I'm not sure if it's going to be any sort of threat to the arboreal tarantula or vice versa. According to my friend Thomas, they can get pretty big. The videos I've seen on YouTube, they were all kind of small, but as I said, more research to come. I'm going to put gravel on the bottom. I have this Amazonian sword plant here that I took out of a shrimp tank a long time ago, and I've been trying to find a use for it. So if I go with this direction, that's definitely what I'm going to be doing with it. And I'm going to set up a couple of branches throughout so the spider can make its web bubble. With this species of spider, they don't actually use the web to catch anything. Instead, they use it to make homes, like to create air bubbles and attach them to the bottom of sticks and plants while in the wild. It's really quite cool. My friend Thomas has a couple of them, but I think they're all males. But I need to see where I could actually get one of these. I'm thinking Bugs in Cyberspace, if anyone's ever heard of that site. So, depending on how much water they need, I still need to do a little bit more research on that. I will decide upon the ratio of water to land. Right now, my arboreal tarantula here, you see her right there, she needs a new home. This one has only been set to be a temporary home. So I'd like to set her up with something nice. Now with this tank, it's a little bit more complicated. I'm going to create a soil shelf. It's going to be jetting out from the back and probably cover up the first half of the divider. This other part here is going to be water. But depending on how aggressive this diving bell spider is, I might be putting a layer of bark above it or maybe some sort of clear net. I'm not entirely sure. I think the bark would look better. Look a little bit more naturalistic. I try and keep all my setups looking as naturalistic as possible. In terms of the soil shelf, I'm going to be rooting in I'm not going to put too much weight on it, but I'm thinking definitely some sort of ivy or ficus pumila plant. And then I'll just set it, maybe make a pump. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the pump. The water can't stagnate. Probably above here somewhere, but I'm going to try and make it so that the water runs down as many branches as I can, making it in optimal conditions for the ivy and the other epiphytes to be growing. In terms of plants other than vining plants, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I don't want to put too much weight on the branches, so that's going to take a little bit of time. But the background is definitely going to be a foam background like I did for my violet arrow tank. But yeah, there's a lot more research that's going to go into this, but so far this is my idea. Now before I actually put out the video, which is going to be a DIY, do-it-yourself / just showing how I go about making my tanks, I'm going to be doing another, I don't think I've really done any sort of plant videos yet. Oh, this is going to be the first then. I'm going to be making a bromeliad propagation video. Basically, all my bromeliads are doing exceptionally well, and I'm going to and they're creating pups, which are offshoots and growths throughout my scorpion tank, the ones near my window, the ones in my Cuban tree frog setup, which is probably good. Those pups are probably going to be the ones I'm going to put into his tank. Even if I don't make one of these tanks for the next video, I'm definitely going to be making the other one later on. And the only other project that I'm planning on working on is a 5.5 gallon salamander tank. Firebelly newts. I just have a special place in my heart for them, and I've always wanted to make a tank for them. Probably going to make it a paludarium just like my last setup. But that's pretty much it for news now. So you know what to be expected for the next couple of videos. And I'll be giving more updates as I come along with them. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you guys later. You have a great day. Bye.